So there comes a decision in all of our lives when the pain becomes so great, we finally decide to make that change. There's a reason why this is so important, why it's on my heart today. We've been around for coming up on 2 decades, and I keep seeing the same thing again and again and again. And that is why I've needed to just connect and to be able to share this, because I tend to see the same thing again and again. With working with so many people, you start to see these patterns develop. And it's incredible because within these patterns, you can see and learn these lessons. These little clues are left. And I can't tell you how many times I want to get with an individual and let them know, hey, here's some patterns of a lot of people that have come before you that displayed similar patterns and had the same outcome. And really what it stems down to is pain. When we're in pain, that's when we seem to want to make the change to say, I will do anything to get out of this. Help me, I surrender. That's when we see prayer skyrocket, time with God. And it's incredible because it's a wonderful method and pain can be fantastic. But what happens is once we start moving away from that pain and we get a little bit of distance, we start seeing the old behavior start coming in. And unless we are vigilant, I mean vigilant, they say keep day one close, but I'm speaking absolute hypervigilance, where you're letting people know, your network, your people that you're hanging around, you let them know, listen, I'm doing whatever I can to keep day one close. I want to hold on to that pain, not necessarily to feel it and to use that from a shameful place, but to utilize that for growth, for fuel and that fire to continue to move forward. I can still remember that day for me, and I hadn't connected it back then, but I've lost actually a few family members to addiction. And it was incredible because the seed was planted. This is another part that a lot of people miss, and why I'm so adamant to get this out there is because the seed was planted, but it didn't germinate for decades. But there came a time in my life where I was in so much pain. I felt the pain of the world, and it was all self-inflicted, which is incredible. And that seed started to germinate. And as that seed started to actually grow, it set forth a complete different path for my life. And that's why I'm in front of you today, because I want to help engage and open you up to this conversation that you don't need to be in pain alone. Pain's not necessarily bad. Most people sedate and numb out to get rid of that pain. That's not the way to do it. It's very effective, yeah, it works instantaneously, but what it doesn't do is it does not sustain. The consequences that rain down upon us are horrendous. So the first thing to do when we feel that pain is to start looking to connect. They say the addiction means isolation. And so the opposite of addiction is connection. That's why I look daily, every single morning, afternoon, evening, to connect with other people to help. Look, I'm a broken dude. I'll be completely honest and transparent. I screw up daily, I make so many mistakes. The neat thing is though, is I have a crew of people around me that when I make mistakes, I can put my arms around and they're able to see it and say, hey, I see you, walk over here, let's do this together. And so that's why the pain, I want to hammer this in, do not let the pain take you off course. Do not let the pain take you back to the old ways of coping, the old ways of just surviving, when there's help out there where you can thrive, where you can flourish. Imagine a life of that. We have living proof here daily of people completely changing like that. And I'm not saying you have to come here, but what I am saying is start implementing these lessons into your life to see that pain and the consequences. So here's another aspect. As we start to locate that pain, we tend to think it's really centralized, it's linear, but it's not. What we find is my pain that I thought was just me, I started finding out was affecting my sisters, my family, my friends. It was like this ripple. And even though I had the blinders on and just looking down, everyone around me felt this pain. My work started to suffer. Back in the day, my grades suffered. Everything suffered. It's not isolated. As we recognize that and we start to take that step forward, we can then realize I can do this and I don't have to go it alone. There are so many people out there that are where I want to be, that were in my position, and all I gotta do is just take one small step in their footprints. Imagine this. Imagine hiking the Himalayas and you don't know which way is which, but you've got a guide in front of you. There's a rope tied around him, a rope tied around you, so you're connected, and he's only a few steps ahead of you, and you can look down, and literally the only goal to get to the top is just put your foot in his footsteps every single way. He takes a step, you take a step, you keep going. When you stay focused, it's incredible how far we can go. I forget the movie, but I just saw this clip the other day. It's an old high school football movie where they blindfold the guy and they have someone on his back, and he says, you're gonna go as far as you can. And as he starts going, he starts getting tired, and they're saying, you're not far enough, you're not far enough. Just go just a little further, and he keeps going, and he keeps going and going. They say, go further, further, you're not there yet, you're not there yet. And literally he kept going until he collapsed. And the team, I get emotional just thinking about this. The team is screaming, cheering him on. And as he takes his blinders off, he looks back. He was way past his initial goal because he was just focused on one step, one arm at a time. And with that cheering behind him, that celebrating, the saying, you can do this, we're behind you. He went way further than he thought he could do. But when he started, he didn't even think he could make it halfway. I gotta look at the clip. I want to get it out there because it's so powerful. But really, that's life, isn't it? That's what we look at. That's what we deal with daily, of thinking, I can't do that. But when we just go ahead and look, here's just what it takes today to go ahead and just work through the pain. Because the pain doesn't go away. I may have just shattered a couple people's dreams, but the pain never goes away, and that's okay. That's how you know there's growth. I remember back doing sports through high school and college. Every day afterwards, you're sore, but it's this great sore. It's like this awesome pain of going, I used what I needed today. I was actually pushed and went through my comfort level. And yeah, there's pain, but it's satiating pain. It's the same thing here. Listen, friends, I want to tell you, even though I don't know exactly what you're going through, I've been through stuff too. Every person I've met has gone through just crazy stuff, and it just doesn't affect us. There are other people out there that can help pave the way. So I'm here to give you just that sense of hope, to say, don't ignore the pain. Don't look for the pain to go away. Find people that can help you go through. And you can actually turn that pain into something great, and you can get to where it is you're wanting to go, but it takes that faith.